live on TikTok. Boom, YouTube's getting it. Welcome back. Live 3x3. And we're jumping right in. This week's live. Welcome back, fellas. With that, let's get started. So you saw the title of the video. Is she even worth it? You're tired of getting taken advantage of, flaked and cheated on. You got your shit together, or you're on your way, and you've heard horror story after horror story, especially online. Divorce rape, countless men burned out of their time and money wasted on women who weren't the one. You're frustrated. I get it. I have been there. Sometimes I still am. But frustrated with relationships, the ones that you've had, the challenges of having women in your life. If this is you, if you can relate, you're in the right place. Because fellas, tonight we're going to unpack and answer the question, finally, once and for all, is she even worth it? Really though. Let me take a step back. I am masculinity architect coachduwaynelangham, teaching men about manhood, masculinity, because you know what? Nobody showed us. And I personally think that's bullshit. So, you just tuned in for another live, and this week, we're going to jump in. We're going in on whether or not she's worth adding into your life. Women as a whole, right? Anything beyond recreational. But when we're talking about relationships, actually owning the leadership of a dynamic, is it for you? It's a valid question, a very important one for men these days in modern times. So first thing I'm gonna need you to do before we get in and start unpacking, answering this pivotal question every man needs to answer, make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. YouTube talking to you, TikTok, you as well. I want you to go ahead and drop your questions, comments down below. A lot of these, the feedback that I get, what up y'all, I see y'all coming into the live on TikTok. A lot of the questions I get is what fuels the content, where I get the questions I'm answering, what I'm relating to. If it doesn't come from my clients directly, social media, this is where you can get in. You've got questions, I've got answers. Drop it down below. DM directly if you need to, whatever the case, but get the answers you need. And in the meantime, I want you to go ahead and grab your copy of my ebook, The Dance, Mastering the Rhythm of Modern Love. Why do I say that? This is my framework from the basics, attraction, attaining, maintaining relationships, relationship maintenance, how to go the long haul, how to escalate. All aspects, I break it down inside of this book, and I think it'll give you the shortcuts needed to really get ahead. I mean, just what it says, master the rhythm, right? This two-step, it takes two to tango, and if you're trying to be in the game to win, brothers, do yourself a favor, pick up that book. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Who is this for? Let me be clear about that. So this next 30 minutes is going to be dedicated to the men who are looking to be the best version of themselves, looking to become the man that you were meant to be. If that sounds like you, stay tuned. Also, men who are debating whether or not to entertain women in relationships. Now, recreational, having your fun, by all means, you don't need much for that. As long as you know the game, your game, because the game is something different. If you're someone bringing them into your life, there's a much bigger game that we are not aware of. But I'm going to go into that by default. When I say not aware of, we got to learn it. Unfortunately, bumps, bruises, hitting our head. Got to get the experience, got to get in the reps. And also, if you're a man fed up with relationships of the past, the dating market, all the social media content that you're seeing out there and debating whether or not you should just cut your losses and go your own way on that MGTOW movement, doing your own thing, ain't got time for it, semen retention, no fap, whatever the course may be, monk mode, focus on yourself, grinding on the come up. There's more important things than pussy. I'll give you credit right there. You're at least not pussy whipped. You're at least not a nice guy, and you're at least doing some things for yourself. Like I said, you got your shit together, or you're getting there. You're in the right place. This is where we're gonna dive into this discussion tonight. So stick around to the end. I've got 3 questions you can ask and get clarity on if she's even worth it. If you've got somebody in mind, or you're just thinking in general, to women, period. Make sure you have clarity in this for yourself, because otherwise you're wasting your time and energy. What is it that you actually need? Because I'm sure there's a way to get it without bringing women into the place. Now, this, I will give a disclaimer. This is no kind of bashing. I love feminine. I love women. I love the other side of the coin. I'm not a fan of what's showing up in this modern dating market. And that's why I'm standing on my soapbox, because I think it all comes from, as a man who is not experiencing the downfalls, and that's as a divorced man, that's as a man who is actually just finishing, wrapping up, stepping out of a 2.5-year relationship myself. And while I know everything that it takes, I'm still over here winning. I'm still over here enjoying myself. And I'm always asking the question, is it worth it? That's exactly why the last relationship ended, because ultimately, if I don't see that answer coming through, it's going to take somebody special. And that even kind of alludes to the context that you've got to have for yourself as a man navigating this dating space. If you're out there posting on a pedestal, if you're out there so neglected that just getting lucky or getting some attention or getting some female company is something that's going to have you bend over backwards, nose wide open, can't hold down your responsibilities, your integrity, your finances, or whatever, you need to watch this, because you need to get the understanding that's going to help you navigate powerfully and not be taken out of your own fucking life because you just want to get your dick wet, or because you want a legacy and a family. Like, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter, guys, but you got to be clear for yourself. Each and every man on this earth owes it to himself to answer these questions before you step into having women in your life, relating with women in your life. It's one thing, and can be a complete suckhole just to get your whole suck there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to have fun with women in your life. But building with them, partnering with them, living with them, marrying them, starting family, legacy, it's some deep shit. So you want to make sure you're prepared. You want to make sure you know what you're doing. And that's exactly why I've got this conversation. So like I said, stick to the end. Make sure you get your 3 questions clearly to know if you're in position or need to even bother entertaining women in this modern dating game, is what I'll say, because that's truly what it is. So, why does this happen? Why are we here? Where did this come from? What is the culmination of circumstances, events? Is it your fault? Is it their fault? Are women the problem? Are men the problem? Do we need to step it up? Do they need to get right? All valid questions. So I kind of touched on it earlier. First things first, nobody told us about 2 key things. Women, who they really are, how they really are, and female nature. Now this, my guys, this is the mark of the beast. I'm going to put it to you this way. There's having game. That's the minor leagues. If you got a little mouthpiece to you, a little persuasion, you can be smooth, you can be confident, you can go for what you want. Those are the things that will have you be successful with women. And getting your game right, that's a conversation about self. So why this is happening is nobody's told you about women and female nature. And you first, one, to get access to even experience women, let alone female nature, you got to get your game right. So that means you got to get yourself right. Now, I want to clarify this because not all men are clear on this. Maximizing, optimizing yourself as a man. Why I'm saying that is because we spent a good amount of time trying to figure out the strategy, trying to figure out the tactics, trying to figure out how to get what we want accomplished. Now, as logical, pragmatic, masculine men, absolutely, that makes sense. It's the game. You got to learn the game. You got to have the game. What I want to correct is I think we got distracted in the strategies and tactics. I think we got off course, detoured, trying to figure out how to get the thing. Women, pussy, sex, femininity, softness, whatever it is that you're in it for, right? The problem with that is that when you're trying to do something to accomplish something, twist a dial, flip a switch, open something, you're missing the point. You see, you're trying to learn game, tactics, and strategy to get women. That's not how you hunt, fellas. If you hunt, you go for what your prey likes. Women are attracted naturally to mature, grounded, masculine energy. So if so facto, you shortcut that whole system of having to learn these tactics and tricks by working on yourself to become a mature, grounded, masculine man. What does that mean? You're working on yourself. You're working on your self-development. You're working on your awareness of yourself. And I'm, again, getting to the end there. I'll give you the steps that you need to build that. But I just want to unpack and get like the framework to understand this is when someone says getting your game tight. It's not getting your strategies up. It is getting your practice and experience, but more or less what you're bringing, the tactics and strategies are emulating, imitating, are executing the way of being that a grown ass man is going to be. Not intimidated by women, confident, experienced with women, knows that they're built on feelings, knows that they're different, and appreciates their differences. And I don't mean just breast and vagina. I mean actually how they operate, their hormones, their minds, their bodies, everything. That is inner self work. Just like you have to learn skills out in the world, communication, a career, craft, or trade, how to be a father, how to work on a car, just whatever it is that you do, you've got to work on it. So your game is actually just yourself, which is why the advice of be yourself. Well, if yourself is not developed, if yourself doesn't have the skill sets, if yourself isn't very social, if yourself is not outgoing, confident, then being yourself doesn't really help. So that's some hollow advice. But if you understand that working on yourself, which makes you more valuable on the market, as you're more valuable, I'm not going to bring in those coin terms, high value man, 1% man, or whatever else. But mature, grounded, masculine, yeah, that's my coin term. MGM status, mature, grounded, masculine energy, working on yourself to bring out your masculinity. Masculine answers the question, who am I? So the first facet of the game is understanding your personal game is working on yourself. Nobody tells us how to do that, which is why we've spent decades inside of social dynamics, pickup artistry, whatever else has been out there since the web, since books even, the throwback. I'm showing my age. That's where I started learning. But the whole aspect is that nobody told us you're really just working on being a better man. And guess what? You are a man. As you build yourself into that, kills the boy inside, grows you up, matures you. It happens. And guess what? They like you on the other end. That's why they're at the finish line with the cheerleading pom-poms, because they want the ready-made product, the man at the end. Now, what's the other side of that coin I was talking about? The game. This, fellas, this is on some in-game Thanos shit. Don't let this snap get you off guard. The game itself is that they're all the same. You see, we've got to unprogram, unplug from the matrix. We've got to unprogram from the toxic beliefs that we inherited. And by toxicity, I'm not talking about toxic masculine. I'm talking about everything that encourages us to be nice guys. Everything that has told us to put pussy and women on a pedestal. Everything that says that she's so special, she's the apple of my eye, and if you find true love, snag it. It's a great deal. That's a wrap. Game over. No, fellas. You got to understand the game in which you understand female nature. Female nature, and that is all, not just women, us. We have female nature as well, but the essence of female nature is manipulation and influence. It is only concerned with its best interests. It will only utilize what is of value. Now, there's a natural dance to that inside of our masculinity. We want to be of service. We want to be of use. We want to show up big, bad, strong, powerful. But what you have to understand is if that tone, that frame that I am the big, bad lead, I am responsible for everything, I'm showing up in that context, because then you can understand that they're all behaving and responding. All of them, female nature, your mom, your auntie, your niece, all of them, they're going to respond accordingly because it's female nature. They are not that special, unique, or different. They are just another woman. Not good, bad, not right or wrong, not on a pedestal, not above you, being a nice guy, supplicating to them. But if you understand the game, that they are all the same, remember, your game is being the best self you can be. But when you show up inside of that best self, understanding the game, that this is now just another woman, and she's going to behave in her best interest to show you her best side, to behave and be influenced by what you want, because she wants to align, she wants to be taken care of, she wants to follow your lead if you're showing up with that mature, grounded, masculine energy. So let's move on. How is it that this shows up, right? Nobody told us about game. Nobody told us about the game. Nobody told us about women and female nature. Also, you're dealing with women how you've been told. That's where the nice guy syndrome comes from. You see, if you let women, if you let society, a feminine centric society, which we're currently living in, modern society, if you let them tell you what women want, what women like, and what you need to do, being told it, they'll lie through their fucking teeth. And I don't mean like individual women. I'm not out to make them an enemy. This is in their nature. They don't actually know. I mean that with all due respect. Female nature. If you have a woman that says that she absolutely, now they know the ways of women, they know female nature, but it's unpredictable. Feminine energy itself is chaos, is the unknown, is the entire spectrum of everything. So no, they don't logically, pragmatically, like we think logically through shit. They don't operate that way. Not less, not better, not worse. Different. We're equal. We're not the fucking same. You just gotta get that. So when you understand that, and you stop doing what they tell you, you start doing what they respond to. How do you do that? By experience. And for most of us, that starts getting played, getting taken advantage of, losing opportunities. You gotta get the reps in. You need that experience so you can learn, so you can decipher, so you can see the ways of female nature and how women operate. That they will tell you one thing out their mouth. That is a temporary truth. Feminine is what is life right now, in this moment. And that's it. With this person, you ask them around their friends, it could be something different. You ask them around the guy he's attracted to, it could be something different. You ask them around a guy she's not attracted to, it could be something different. Ask it around her dad, it could be something different. Ask it around her mom, it could be something different. If you don't understand this, you are going to be in too deep, over your head, fucking lost, because you're being a good little boy, a nice guy, doing what he's been told by movies, media, propaganda. Women, they can't tell you. Why? Because they react on their feelings. They cannot logically think it through. They will think through what sounds good, what's socially acceptable, and what they think they want. However, feminine, what is life? When they experience it, oh. When they experience a mature, grounded, masculine man show up, that's why assholes, jerks, chads, ray-rays, and pookies, whatever you want to call it, even if it's not grounded, even if it's not mature, that masculine essence, because it's so confident, it's so strong, it's so powerful, and they feel something, they can't help but respond. It's the same way for us. We feel something, thinking with the other head, and we still have to have maturity, be responsible for our seed, for our actions, for what we do. That's the difference in us. Understand the nature of the beast, that you're dealing with feminine, you're dealing with women. They don't operate the same. Throw all that shit out the window and stop looking at women like men with vaginas. So the last thing of how this happens is that you don't recognize, because nobody's told you, that's why I'm here, calm down. Your relationship must always be on your terms, with no compromises of your character. That is something that is kryptonite to the nice guy within. I'm sure you can recognize this if you've had a past as a nice guy, if you've been a nice guy, and go watch the movie Hitch if you need to. It's the perfect example within the first 5 minutes. The nice guy essence, doing what you're told, the approval, all of it. Will Smith is in the ring crying outside the door, tell me what I did, what did I, tell me. Didn't I just say that? You cannot be told this. It's a feeling. You're going to have to gain the experience to learn from that and grow for yourself. And with that, if you choose to be in relationships with women, it must always be on your terms. Why? Because you are the lead. Fellas, you're the one who's emotionally grounded to contain for her emotions. You're the one to deal with her tears, her upsets, her disappointments, whatever she is feeling, and not let that shit get to you. You're the one equipped for that shit. You're the one who can take the pressure of deciding, even if it's just fucking Chipotle or Taco Bell, deciding what's for dinner. Do you feel what I'm saying? They're built different. We are built different. Respond accordingly, please. So it must be on your terms. You must be the leader. And again, this is kryptonite for the nice guy because he doesn't want to upset. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings. He doesn't want to lose her because he got lucky and he doesn't know if anybody this valuable, a woman this beautiful, or somebody who loves him, likes him, sees him. Guys, been there. Been in the friend zone. Been cheated on. You got to get out here, get the reps, get the experience. It doesn't make it any better. And I say this cool, calm, and collected, because it also doesn't mean that waking up and unplugging from the matrix is that red pill rage shit. Just getting so mad that as you get the truth, you just can't swallow it. You just can't accept the nature of the beast, and you choke on it. You get mad because on the other side, when you start owning with responsibility and leadership, it all flips in your favor. Again, who are they naturally attracted to? What did I tell you? Chads, Ray Rays, Pookies, assholes. And it's not that you need to be that. It's that the confidence and character is uncompromised. When you can master that, which, as I said, is your game. Do you see how this all connects? When you really get the game. This is why, before we can answer the question, is it even worth it? Are you playing the game right? Do you understand the game, right? Are you dealing with minor leagues or major league issues? And when you step into leading, I'm going to say this once just to lay down the responsibility. It is not just about getting your dick wet. It's not just about what you want or need. As a man, as a masculine man, society, humanity is reliant upon you. Your thoughts, words, actions align to plant seeds, to set an example. Just walking down the street, you are a role model. Next generation of kids, women, they're looking to you. Amongst men, the honor of competition. Who are you? What have you accomplished? How do you operate? How do you navigate? We're competing. We set the bar, the market. Like, we can't avoid this shit, fellas. In the world of men, this is just how it is. Dog eat dog, build yourself up brick by brick, competition. You have to experience it. There's no handouts. I want to wake you up from the lullabies of the nice guy traps so that you can actually succeed and have what it is that you want. So those are the things of how we wound up here. And I'm going to ask you, before we wrap it up, before we get to the end, and I give you the 3 questions you need to ask yourself to know whether or not women are worth it beyond recreational, but for actual relationships in your life. We're about to wrap it up here, probably at about 30 minutes. I'm trying to make it digestible for y'all so y'all can dive in, get something applicable that you can take into your life tonight. So with that, what do? Ground yourself in your masculinity. So nothing changes right off the jump. You still got to get your game together. All I want to do is remove the veil or misunderstanding that game is techniques, strategy, or any kind of bullshit like that. That has nothing to do with game. You are your game. Your masculine expression is your game. Why? Because that is your bait. MGM status, mature, grounded, masculine. That is your black card. Slap it on the table. That's your resourcefulness. That's your confidence. It's as irresistible to feminine energy as fucking chocolate. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need to do a few things, because how the fuck do you ground your masculinity? I know, this is my work. Nobody really understands this shit yet. But with that, right, know who you are with defined North Star. What does that mean? Have some direction in your life. Now, it helps having a purpose. If you've identified that, you're a step ahead. That's something you can stand on. That's something you can die for. Stand for something so you don't fall for anything and everything. But when you define your life and a North Star, when I say North Star, what does that mean? You craft your North Star by crafting your life by design. What do you say is acceptable for you in your life, for your health and physical fitness, for your finances, career and profession, entrepreneurship, for your spirituality, for your family life, interacting with your friends and family, holidays, community, for your actual family, your children, your partner, your woman, if you choose that. You have to define all that because you're the lead, you're responsible. Remember, I said your words, thoughts, actions, everything you do has impact. So unfortunately, you don't just get to do what the fuck you want willy-nilly out here. You're running through them like a revolving door. Maybe you are the Pookies, Chads, and Ray Rays. You're impacting a generation. We complain about body count. Are you adding to it? Hey, have your fun. I got no judgment here. And the facts are the facts. Women are following. They're following masculine men. So what masculine men are doing, whether that's simps, double tapping on Instagram, which is why BBLs have become a fucking epidemic, or it's actually being mature, grounded masculine men giving women the instruction, the clarity, the response that we like purity, we like femininity, we like softness, and encouraging the market by rewarding those things, it has an impact. Children, little boys and girls are watching how you behave and how you act. It has an impact. So you must, first and foremost, as a leader, as a mature, grounded, masculine man, have your North Star defined. Where are you going? Who are you? What is your purpose? And by purpose, I really want to make sure you don't get overwhelmed. I'm not talking about destiny. I'm not talking about God's plan. Go play the track if you need that. I'm talking about what are you purposing yourself for? Make it like AI, a program. When you wake up every day, you decide, this is my North Star, this is where I'm going, this is what I want to accomplish in my life. Making this much, having a family, having a partner, having a woman, changing the world, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. It's up to you. But when you choose that, then you can filter everything else that you do. If you're going down to the pulpit, you can't go find a girl going to the trap house. Those are just some of the examples. But when you get that, once you have your North Star defined, once you have your purpose, the reason being is because she can't be your world or the most important thing in it. This is why they respond differently. Not what they tell you. I want a man to bend bended knee, give me everything I need. Yeah, that's what she says. And what they say, the same women, they got plenty of content out there. He showed up with flowers, girl. He paid for the dinner. He set up all this. And I was like, ick. What the fuck? Well, what do you want us to do? Again, understand the nature of the beast. That is female nature. But see, masculine men that show up and she's not the most important thing. I don't have time for you, baby girl, right now. I got to go ahead and finish this project. I'm over here with the kids. I'm over here building out business. I'm going to be working late. I'm dialed in for the next 6 months. I'm going to be traveling abroad, whatever the case is. Oh, that's so attractive. And let me give you the primitive instinctual. Their instincts say that's what masculine men do. They're not supposed to be readily available. They're not supposed to be all access, serving the women left and right. They're supposed to be out exploring the territory. They're supposed to be out fighting and conquering other civilizations, expanding the empire, hunting, doing things that men do in fellowship with other men out in the world, away from the womb where the women and children lie, in the world of feminine. It's two completely different worlds. We're equal, not the same. So first things first, ground yourself in your masculinity. Know who you are. Have your North Star defined. She cannot be your world or the most important thing in it. Number 2, fellas, get in the reps and experience. Please, I hope you understand. Don't feel bad for your mistakes. Let go of your ego that you got to be perfect. This is par for the course. Consider this your crash course, rite of passage, brother. Back in the day, we had primitive times where the elders, the ones with the wisdom and experience, would take the boys out in their transition and give them the qualifications for manhood, show them how. What did I start with? Nobody told us. Nobody showed us. We've got all this pressure on our shoulders to be men, and nobody's told us the fuck how. These are facts. I'm going to tell you how. Get out and get your reps and experience. Masculine energy learns from the experience. Why do you think we don't thrive and succeed with education and school systems so well? We need to get our hands on it. We need to interact with it. We need to engineer it, break some shit apart, put it together, see how it works. Let me try it. Show me what to do. Don't tell me, show me, and let me go do it and figure out. And even with that, that's why I'm not telling you tactics, strategies. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm going to show you how to be the man that you're meant to be, because you're going to need the courage. You're going to need the confidence. Courage comes from risk. You need to get out there and risk yourself. You need to deal with approach anxiety. You need to deal with all the challenges in the way of you getting what you want, being the man that you want to be. And you only do that as a man, mature, grounded, masculine man, by getting in the reps, doing the exercise. You can't skip that step, fellas. So get out there and get to it. Third part, to find out, again, we're answering the question if they're worth it. Do you hear how critical this is? I haven't actually told you how to answer the question. I'm telling you how to get qualified just to evaluate, because if you're thinking this is where it becomes problematic and what I want to counter, all these pills out there. I told you about red pill rage. They got blue pill, going with what the ladies want. You got black pill, nothing's good enough, looks maxing and all this other stuff. If you would just be on you, it doesn't matter how tall you are, it doesn't matter how much is in your bank account. Again, mature, grounded, masculine energy, black card, slap it on the table like a 12-inch dick. I just got to give it to you straight, fellas. It is what it is. But if you don't understand that, see, this is why before you evaluate, do I have to do passport bros? Do I need to go somewhere else? Do I need to do all these things? There's nothing available. Wow. This is when you're live, okay? Shit happens. I'm mic'd up. YouTube, TikTok, y'all are probably getting a lot of background noise, but we'll get it edited out for the future. Let me wrap this up, fellas, because this ain't it. Take full responsibility for every element of your life that you allow women to access. Why this is critical, fellas, is because you hold responsibility. If you want them in your life as recreation, you're gonna have to control and hold that shit down. You cannot be out here spending late nights chasing tail and then you can't get in and hold down your job. Then you'll have no funds and finances and won't be able to actually do anything the next day, months later, because you're tied up with the shortcoming results. So take full responsibility for every element of your life. That's that North Star. That's the grounded and masculine. Before you allow women to access your life, have this on lock. If they aren't allowed in, stand on those boundaries. Don't get tempted. Don't play. Do not start a relationship. Why do I say this? Because, fellas, if you can't walk away, if you can't deny, have discipline, and reject, turn away that feminine energy, you'll get run loose. If you're so neglected, if you're such a nice guy, if you cave on your boundaries, women will run you loose. They will disrespect you. They will take advantage of you. All the things I set up before, wasting your money, wasting your time, all that will happen because if you don't have any boundaries, that's exactly what it's going to be looking like. I just got a message of what's going on with the TV. No idea, but let me try and wrap this up still. So stand on your boundaries. If you're not going to let women in your life, don't let women in your life. Get in the monk mode. Get your shit done. Ground into yourself. Because again, guys, when you work on yourself, they're going to come to you. What they say, don't chase women, chase money. The women come with it. Get on your purpose. When you're a man in control, grounded, creating your life the way that you want to, women will be on your terms. And this is why I'm talking about the access. I'm talking about the discipline. Guys, if you haven't gotten it, I want to give you the tools so that when you choose what and how you want in your life, you're still in control. You're still in charge. Nobody's going to take advantage of you. Nobody's going to abuse it. There's going to be no regrets. I want you to win inside of this shit. So before you make the choice of having a woman in your life, is she worth it? Do you have your shit together? Are you grounded and in control? Are you responsible for every element of your life? Because when you give them access, you are responsible. I'm going to tell you like it was told to me. If you got a woman in your life and you fuck up, it's your fault. Now, if you got a woman in your life and she fucks up, you're going to like this, it's your fault. You're responsible for all of it. You're the mature, grounded, masculine rock. She is the chaos. She's the whole spectrum or range of emotion. She's designed to be that way. She's supposed to be that way. It's not better, worse, good, bad, right, wrong, no morality. We're equal. We're just fucking built different. So now if you do choose to step into relationships, when I say that you have to have full responsibility, understand that you can never let off the gas, brother. Own it and lead it on your times to your very last fucking breath. What I mean is that do not think you can relax once you've got her in a relationship. Bro, that's when the work starts. Do not think that you can relax because you're engaged. Do not think that you can relax because you're married. She's yours. Do not think that you can relax because she's had some kids for you. Do not think that you can relax because it's been 10 years, 20 years. Do not think that you can relax because you made millions. For all of those conditions and circumstances, again, fellas, working with the nature of the beast, we're talking about female nature, and they are just another woman, driven by their emotions. I hope to God you know and understand. If you got some experience, I know you do. I'm not jaded. I'm not resigned. I'm not cynical. I told you, I love women. I love feminine energy. That other side of the coin, I cannot fucking resist. But I'm always asking myself, I told you, just ended a 2.5-year relationship because is it worth it? I could make it happen. I could be back in the relationship right now. However, it would cause me to compromise my character. What I'm standing on, these are my terms. This is what I'll build with because I'm leading it. I'm not looking. Inside that responsibility is the power. Great power comes great responsibility. I'm not looking to follow anybody. I'm not looking to get on anybody else's train. I'm not looking to be on anybody else's program. So when I look at how good it would be with this amazing woman that I have successfully built with and experienced life with and loved emphatically, can I stand on business for who I am and what I'm expecting in a life commitment to this woman? Anything that does not work on my terms, sorry, no. I'm the MVP in this situation. And you've got to be too, brother. So that's why I tell you this. That's why I'm leading you through answering these questions until the last piece inside of taking full responsibility. If you do decide to proceed and bring women into your life for relationships, brother, cover your ass. Be smart. Prenups, communication, honesty and integrity over everything, but please understand the nature of the beast. Do not leave yourself uncovered. So, fellas, with that, I hope it helps you. Before I let you go, I want to remind you the three things. Ground yourself in your masculinity. That's the game. You don't need tactics. You don't need strategy. You just need to know who the fuck you are, where you're going, and what you're up to. Get the reps and experience in. As you gain that experience, as you get more comfortable, confident, competent, all of that's going to show up to make it so much easier. And that's the shit that they love. Do yourself a favor, because then you can pull back the wool and actually see the game going on. Then you can see the nature of the beast. Then you can get the reps in to see, oh shit, you just like, it doesn't matter how great they are. She's just another woman. And from there, you can make the choice. Is she even worth it? And should you decide so, as you proceed, take full responsibility and own that shit till the wheels fall off. It's just your turn. I hate to say it, but it is the truth. You came to this world alone, you're going to leave this world alone. We take on this approach of let me find a partner, let me find a relationship, let me get a woman locked in, because we're masculine, right? Men, I do believe, give a closer example of agape love, unconditional love, true love, because we're logical, pragmatic. If I audition, qualify, and validate, you're a good match, we're compatible, the macro, that's what masculine's responsible for. We're good, locked in, let's go. The problem is that the other side of the coin is built different. So they are that full spectrum. They are a temporary truth of right now, I do want to live my life with you. And in a couple of months, couple of weeks, couple of years, we'll see. So if you don't know that, if you don't keep it on your terms, if you're not leading the dynamic, and you choose to step into relationships, brother, you're going to get some reps, you're going to get some experience, and you're going to learn. Undefeated. I don't care your millions, I don't care your six-pack, I don't care your height, I don't care all these other stats and things that are out there. If you don't have this mature, grounded, masculine essence coming to the table, it's not going to end well. So with that, fellas, before I let you go, again, go and grab a copy of that ebook over at the Stand Store, The Dance, Mastering the Rhythm of Modern Love. It will help give you my framework in total to stack on top of this conversation to give you the tools that you need to decide. Is it worth it? Is it really worth it to do anything more than the recreational play with women in your life? And fellas, I'm going to be right here in the meantime, being the best version of myself, one could say, beyond empowered. Question is, who are you going to be? Peace. TikTok, holla at your boy. YouTube. Catch you next week. Thank you for joining.